Ask me. Ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. I'm just looking at my image on this, and I was asked to do Bob and Tom, which is a syndicated Midwest radio program that's been on for 90 years. And in addition to them making a meal out of my last name, which is hilarious and original, I did find it funny how they were like, is your mic made by Shure? Like, I guess it's like just so prominently featured. You'd think they gave you the mic free, but like they kept bringing up that it was a Shure mic. And I was like, well, you just lie and say I'm sponsored.
I mean, it's pretty industry standard in my mind. Like this is the mic that the people have.
Sure. Today I got my hair colored, and whenever I get my hair colored, I also get it cut. And she always does like this like leave-in conditioner. She's like, just leave it in for as long as you like and rinse it out. And I never do. It's the only way to get my hair to look somewhat cool with like curls. And I ran my fingers through it, so it doesn't look great, but it's the only way to get volume is to like leave in this product. And while it doesn't look good, it definitely doesn't look bad.
No, it doesn't look bad at all.
And as much as I like want to be empowered and be like, I'm going to wear these curls, I would not wear my hair in public like this, because one strong gust of wind and like it'll just blow the back out. And it's just best that you see it. If you saw the back, it would just be like
Where's
just
the back
split in the back.
So
blow
wait,
her
so
back out.
Do you want to talk? Last week was our Noah episode.
You guys
and his
wrote
book
in
is now out.
His great question. Yeah, the book is out. Grill time. We're recording this a little early, but it's out this week. It's out just in time for Father's Day. We actually, after we record today, I'm going to his LA cookbook event. If you are interested in getting a book signed by him, like personalized, going to some of the best restaurants, and I say best, I'm not talking about like the finest of dining. I'm talking about like just revered and loved restaurants in certain cities. You can meet up with Noah on one of his cities on his 21 city cookbook tour. He's going to be on the Today Show. But he is so loved by his peers. He teamed up with a lot of revered and loved chefs at their restaurants around the country. And so chances are he's coming to a city near you. You buy a ticket. The ticket includes the book, a signed book, a delicious bite from the cookbook and that restaurant. And there's usually a delicious drink sponsor. So come on out. Tickets at, or just go to Noah's Instagram. It's
Go
at
to NoahGalootin.com. He has a section on his website.
NoahGalootin.com or his Instagram at Galootin has the link. Either way, it's also you can just Google these keywords and find it. And we will miss him, and my kids' lunches will be worse since he is gone. But I'm working, so here's some carrots.
But they love carrots, we learned, so that's okay. They're not mad about it.
They really do, and I don't care. Like, I'm not one of these moms that's like makes a meal out of like, oh, I'm a sloppy mom, or I didn't make a perfect bento. I don't care, and nobody cares. Guess what? Cooking is personal fulfillment. Your kids don't care. Other parents don't care. They're getting nutrified. They're getting the nutrition that they need. My daughter knows what protein is. They know what vegetables are. And some nights it's just going to be, it's whatever. I don't care if the nanny makes them dinner and I just hang out with them. Like, my love is not measured by how I provide for them in a culinary way. So lots of fruit at bedtime, then brush teeth, then more fruit, then brush teeth again.
Okay, let's answer questions. Yeah.
Oh my God. People love the banter.
I know they do. But last week we did all food questions. So
Fair. So no more food. It's time to get skinny.
What else do you want to talk about? Okay. Get skinny. Get the skinny from the people.
I think it's really funny how people get so upset at like celebrities who were like a little bit bigger that took Ozempic and now are thin. They're like, I thought they were body positive. I'm like, yeah, they were body positive when they were positive that they could do nothing about their body, and then they could. Why would you carry extra weight in a society that demands you lose it if you didn't have to? I just think that's a weird thing to ask people to atone for, like being positive and being happy with the cards that they were dealt. And then when they could change it, like, how come? That's like saying, like, I'm so proud of the way that I'm able to budget. And then you win the lottery. They're like, wow, you weren't proud to be poor before? Like, so what?
I really like the Kumail Nanjiani joke where he said he's like the first person in history to be bullied for getting fit. Because remember, he got super shredded for a Marvel movie, and everybody was like, "What did you do, you loser? You got ripped." Like he's
That's
the only
because
person
his
who ever
fans are dorks too, and they're jealous. That's the same people that are mad that like Jonah Hill lost weight. It's an extended cousin of the same kind of people who don't like me or who don't like Matt Rife. Like people cannot handle when someone is two things at once, especially when they were told that they could not be that. That's why it's always like pretty and funny. It's like, I don't know who told you that like that didn't exist, but like Lucille Ball existed before all of us. Like this like sophomoric high school stereotype idea of like, if you're intelligent, you must be hideous.
We need to talk about Lucille Ball more. Like as a society, I know she got that movie, Being the Ricardos. I want to talk about her more and that she pioneered camera techniques. Like she had her own studio. She was a businesswoman and the greatest.
And not the first woman to date a man who was beneath her.
No, you know what?
Just because he was hot.
He was hot. Desi was hot and he sucked.
like,
and she knew he sucked. And she's like, I'm building a business. I have my hot, volatile
include
husband.
Him. You see it all the time with successful women who are like mega famous, who are like, well, I can't get my intellectual equal because they're intimidated by me. So I'll just go with a hot guy who's not as smart as me. You see it all the time with like pop stars. They just like date whoever. It's really hard if you're a woman. Like I think about women who are stunning and how hard that has to, if you're Angelina Jolie, you're Charlize Theron, you're like these women who are like specimens of beauty. No man can compete. Like there's no one. You're too beautiful.
Have I told you my
smart.
Charlize Theron story about when I was
a fantasy or a story? Like it happened?
It happened. It happened. And it fits into this exactly. I was at the ArcLight in Hollywood waiting in line for snacks. And in front of me was an ugly old man and the hottest woman I'd ever seen. And I was like, oh God. And it was LA. So I was like, oh. And then I was like, is that man Sean Penn? That's Charlize. It was when they were together. But to see Sean Penn and Charlize Theron together, I was like, what's happening? What is happening in this world? Because she's out of this world stunning.
When you're a gorgeous woman, you just kind of have to get used to the idea of like falling in love with a personality. Like, I don't care how handsome you think Joe DiMaggio was. Like, no one was as pretty as Marilyn Monroe.
No.
So you just gotta like, and she was also an artist and intelligent. Like, people cannot handle when someone is more than one thing or better than them. And so I don't remember what we were talking about, but if you are a celebrity that was like always like liked because you were overweight and therefore not a threat, and then you lost some weight, number one, I hope you can keep it off because these shots are not an answer to your prayers unless you have healthy systems in place. But two, fucking let them lose the weight. And then you'll see if it was always if being fat was the key to your success or if you're actually talented. But this thing where people get mad that people lost weight and then you're like, how come you were so proud before? Like, yeah, you can be proud of your body in every stage or not, or pretend you are. And that's fine too.
Do you remember that
who
guy?
Is keeping track of this?
Remember who wrote that essay and he got flamed? It was like, I love my curvy wife. Do you remember this part of the internet?
I remember that. It's like, to me, that's also guys who like I'm a bigger feminist than my wife. Like you.
Yeah, everybody was like, why is this even your story to tell? Like, what do you even do? You can't write a story about that.
Also, men love curvy women. And there's a difference between like the internet will tell you that if you're 135 pounds that you're curvy. And everyone's like, well, who cares what men want? It's like, let's not pretend that beauty is not inexorably tied to what men find attractive. And by what men find attractive, I mean what gay men decided fashion should be, which is what trickles down to what heterosexual men want. Not always, but I digress. I guess at the end of the day, fucking take your GLP-1s, do your meal preps, lift your weights, do what makes you feel good. If it makes you feel any better, I weigh, as per my last weigh-in, but not since my colonoscopy, like 128 pounds, and I still feel gigantic and unacceptable when I put on clothes because I can never find a bra that fits right. And all pants are forever like a little tight on my thighs at 128 pounds, and I work out most days a week. So just know it never ends.
Did they get a lot out of you? You got a lot of polyps in there?
No, I had red hot update. I'm fine. Micro polyp, like the size of a pinhead, but my doctor's brilliant. Caught it, took it to the lab, no big deal. She was like,
Okay.
you don't have to come back for 10 years. I was like, I feel like that's not true. I feel like I definitely have to come back sooner. Still thinking about that propofol buzz.
You're just please, do you guys want to check again?
But I will tell you, I was like, I just feel like my stomach has been weird all year. Maybe it's stress. Maybe it's from getting like food poisoning twice and still not throwing up and still eating. She was like, sometimes a colonoscopy like resets everything. And I think it did. Like, I'm not here to brag about having had 2 of the world's most beautiful looking poops. Absolutely beautiful. This is my Donald Trump. And they're great. They're the best poops. But I was like, these are like museum quality. So.
Well, let's do the
Of
questions.
all the times for you to not come in quickly. So
I
here.
mean, I just kept thinking about, wasn't it Oprah who introduced that scale to us? I'm sure it was from a doctor when she was like, it should look like a brown banana.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of accounts I get served that are like, if it looks like, it's like an AI woman being like, if your poop looks like this.
Why
I'm like,
are you being, I'm not being served any videos of that.
Oh my God, can I tell you? So I take Instagram off my phone, but then because I'm a genius, I'm like, you know what? I'm still going to find a way to hurt myself. I'll scroll YouTube shorts, which are horrible. It is horrible content. It is dumb content. It's a lot of ads and a lot of AI, but it's something to look at as like that digital cigarette. But it's very, very bad. YouTube does a very bad job. Okay. And before we get started, we have a lot of really fun questions on today's episode. And I know you're out there. I know you're listening. And I know you're thinking like, I have a question, but it's probably too stupid. I don't want to write it in. You absolutely should, because we have really formed a community and answered some of life's biggest conundrums on here. And it's very easy to send in your questions. You can email them, which means you have all the freedom to write as much as you want, at askelizapodcast@gmail.com, but don't, please edit it. Or you can do our Patreon, and we do try to prioritize those. Send them in because we're getting a lot of new fans and followers. So just know you are welcome here. We do not discriminate based on, we don't like the content of it. It's not like, I don't look at them and think like, this won't be fun. I try to think about, does this help the person to answer it? And would people like to hear it? So even if it's uncomfortable, we're still going to answer it. Come one, come all.
Well,
Bring us
and
your
on
huddled.
if you post your question on the Patreon, sometimes other people will weigh in because they've been through the exact same thing and they'll reply to you as well. So, you know, before
none of them
we
are
get
certified
to you,
like I am, maybe certifiable. None of them have gone through my training, my technique.
yeah.
But we've got a lot of good questions today, and Emily's raring to go.
Yeah,
So
because
let's
they're
go.
good.
I'm ready.
Okay. Hi, Iliza, Emily, and gang. I've been a listener since day one and finally have a question of my own that I think is worth reading out.
And you probably had more before, and you're like, I can't do it. That's what, 8 years
Yeah.
of holding it in?
Yeah. Next week is 400.
Yeah, we got to do something. Maybe we'll just celebrate at 500.
No, we're doing something.
We're doing something. Get ready.
My best friend, Ricky, recently got a phone call from her mom, Tracy, after the passing of her grandmother, Tracy's mom. While going through her mother's belongings, Tracy found a note hidden in the back of a closet. It seemed like something her mother intentionally left for only Tracy to find after she died. In the note, her mother revealed that when she was 18 years old, she was raped by her own father and became pregnant with twins. She wrote that the babies were taken from her at the hospital and adopted out and that nobody in the family ever knew. Tracy is completely devastated and doesn't know what to do with this information while also grieving the loss of her mom. She has a younger brother and 2 younger sisters, but the sisters are estranged and there's already a lot of family tension and conflict. She's torn between wanting to honor her mother's secret and wondering whether the family and possibly the twins, if they are still alive, deserve to know the truth. Ricky feels helpless watching her mom carry something this huge on top of losing her mother, and she doesn't know how best to support her through it. How do you process something this enormous after someone has passed away? Should Tracy tell her siblings? Should she try to search for the twins, or is it better to leave the past where it is?
Wait, who's Ricky then?
So our question asker is Ruby from Down Under, Australia. Her best friend is Ricky. Tracy
And she's
is
watching
Ricky's
Tracy,
mother,
the mom, and the grandma died, right?
and the grandmother passed.
First of all, my hot take is that Tracy is one of the twins. And the mom's like, oh, but I gave them away. What if Tracy has a sick sister out there? And that's what the mom don't want to tell. That's not what's happening. But what if she's one of the twins? That would be really fucked up. It's also odd to me that the mom left it in the back of a closet. Like if you wanted her to know this postmortem, like you could have just left it on the dresser because you knew you were going to die that day.
I wonder if she wrote it not specifically for Tracy to find, but just to get it out there. And if someone reads it, they read it. And if they don't, they don't. So I wouldn't put this on Tracy.
Here's what I think. Tracy's alive. Her mom is not. I think we as the living spend a lot of time thinking about what a dead person would want. They're gone. They are off to a better place. This world was a temporary stop in a much bigger astrophysical plan, whatever. The question, Tracy absolutely, if she wants to, should find those sisters, and those women deserve to know, because chances are those women grew up with like some weird health things because they were like ancestrally bred. And wouldn't it be great to know if you'd never taken a blood test?
Would you want to know?
Yeah, of course you want to know.
I mean, it's been, let's say 60 years. Would you want to know you were the child of sexual assault and incest? I don't know.
It's interesting to me that Ruby's writing in because it has zero to do with her and it barely has anything to do with Ricky. It's all up to Tracy.
So Ricky's her best friend, and I think Ricky right now is consumed with her mother's pain. So Ruby's like, what do we do? All of us now, this is a trickle down, like economics, trickle down.
All Ruby can do is be there for Ricky, and all Ricky can do is be there for Tracy and whatever Tracy decides to do. And you can't really tell her, but like, it's just like, Mom, if you want to help track down these girls, I will help you. If you don't, I'll support it. But also, that's so awful that her mom carried that secret. But I guess the beautiful side is like your mom kept in this thing to try to protect you and hopefully raised you well. And that was what a gift to give your child, that like you were suffering, but you tried to normalize her childhood and it wasn't her fault. So hopefully generationally, Tracy digests this as like, it's not something wrong that my mom did. And that's really fucked up. But there's not much to do other than be kind.
Yeah, I think if I'm Tracy, this note is not giving Tracy a task to do. This note is the mother sharing something that she felt she could never share in life. And I don't think that gives Tracy an assignment. I think Tracy can sit with it and go, wow, like my mom went through this and now I'm kind of dealing with that. But clearly she had a great time with Tracy, like she had good kids, she had great grandkids. And
that's tough too, because it's none of the relatives that you know. And it's like, it's not really up for you to like tell the other. That's really, the answer is there's nothing to do. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is nothing. But if I were Tracy, I'd be like, as a hobby, I'm going to track down these two kids and be like, guess what? Your granddad is your dad.
I think knowing your siblings also, Tracy knowing her siblings, like, are they people who would take in this information and feel maybe closer to the mother, like this is something she carried, there's this burden, she's unburdened herself, I'm relieved she got that opportunity? Or are they people that would hear it and go, oh God, well now I got to do something, like, because you're having issues with the siblings, they might not be a safe place to turn to and tell this to because they're not going to take in that info.
But the ultimate guilt trip, like, you were so mean to Mom, and guess what? She was raped, and that's why she was always weird around water. And you had a big fucking attitude. Yeah, if you want to stick it to the siblings, be like, well, guess what? Our mom was sexually assaulted and you were always a dick to her. Steve.
The ultimate guilt trip.
Have you seen those two Australian brothers? One's gay and one's straight, and one just like flips out anytime anything goes wrong. Yes. I'm sure it's staged. He's like, you drank all the milk. What are you, a fucking baby cow? Yes. Do you not record me? Yes. Like, there's just no way that's real, but it's, drink all the milk.
I think he is. I think he genuinely, he's like someone who gets mad at things and now they're like, let's play it up. That's like we've talked about when somebody becomes known for something on social media and they're like, let me do it 10 more times.
Yeah, there's no way they're secretly still recording you have a meltdown every other day. Like there's like this Brazilian guy who's super gay and his like grandma, he like eats around her and he'll be like, what's her name? Like Tia, like, Sophia. And he like has like an orgasm while he's eating. He's like, it's a cafe. And she's just like, shut up in Portuguese. They're just yelling at each other in Portuguese. It's great. It's great. He gets so into it. And she has like no teeth. And she's just yelling at him to like, shut up. She's probably calling him the F word. And he's just like, but she like signs up to do them.
Well, this is the thing.
It's just him like sensually drinking Nescafe.
Other people's family drama is very interesting. If I'm not in that house where the screaming's happening, I'm having a great time.
Oh, it's great. That being said, I was in my family home once where someone in my family like lost their mind. And I was like, this is horrible. Like, I don't know how people function if you have like dysfunctional parents. Like a dad yelling all the time, like your nerves would be shot for life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very specific.
I yell at my kids. Oh, well. And it's going to happen a lot more now that daddy's gone.
I know. You got to lay down the law.
Lay it down.
Do they respect you as the like authoritarian? The same
They
as
do.
Noah or differently?
I think because I'm fun, when I do get mad, it's like, uh-oh. Like, I'd better listen because I take very few things seriously.
Yeah.
But like when you count to 3 and you get to 3 and they still don't move, you're like, fuck. Like, I guess I have to hit you now. I don't know what to do.
Now we fist fight. Get in the ring. What do we do?
Oh boy. You're like, am I damaging you? Like, is this like upsetting your nervous system? I don't know. You won't know till later.
And sometimes as a kid, like if we would get sent to our room before phones were a big thing, it's like, great, I'll go read a book in there and get away from all of you.
I wish you would. I wish you would go read a book and give me a break.
But I was just so, I think, performatives may be harsh to myself. But if I was in trouble, I'm like, I need everyone to know how sad I am about this. So I'd just be by the door like,
Yeah. Oh, that's
I
the
could
one
go
thing.
read a book.
I turn into a Texas mom, serial cry. I'll be like, you're allowed to be upset. You cannot come out. And I'm always like, you're fine. I always sound like I am a Texas sheriff arresting a drug addict. Like she's crying and I'm like, you're fine. No one is hurting you. You're fine. I need your other hand. You are fine.
You're getting it on the body cam. You're repeating. Everything's fine. No one's
You're
hurting.
fine. You are allowed to be upset. This is what's happening. That does not change. I need you to put on your shoes. You are fine. Oh, I hate how I sound. I become the teacher I hated. I become the reason I became a comic. Is
and now
someone
you
just
realize
not offering answers. Now we know.
Why they had to. Because they couldn't hit you.
When they were little, she would fake cry and Myrna would be like, show me the tear. Like, meaning like there's no tear. It's not real. And to this day, I'm like, show me the tear. And you could have tears and still not be upset. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We got an email. Dear AIA crew, hoping you can help out with yet another mother-in-law dilemma. I, female 35, have been with my fiance, male 39, for almost 5 years. Since the very beginning, I've had a strained relationship with his mother. She often oversteps or disrespects boundaries, even when they are firmly established, and never takes accountability for her decisions, which almost always have an impact on those around her. My fiance and I have a 15-month-old daughter. Since our daughter was born, she's made little to no effort to have a relationship with her, showing up to the hospital for all of 15 minutes before leaving, being in and out of 2 for the first several months of her life. Being in and out of 2. I get it, being in and out for the first several months. Since then, she has seen her at holidays or family gatherings, but has not asked to visit or asked how she's doing otherwise. She did offer to babysit her when I went back to work after maternity leave, but after several instances of her being careless, I kindly declined her offer, said thank you, told her we had already made arrangements for childcare. Recently, my fiance was doing bath time and decided to FaceTime his mom. As a side note, this is the first time he has ever done this unprompted. Any other time, I have been the one to suggest he reach out to his mom to facilitate interactions between her and her daughter. During the conversation, I overheard her make comments like, she hardly even knows me and I could be watching her. To my fiance's credit, he redirected each time by reminding her she can always FaceTime or ask for a visit. I've also reminded her of these things. While I don't go out of my way to be around her, I would never deny her an opportunity to see her granddaughter. I've explicitly stated to her, anytime you want to see her, let me know. I don't have this problem with my family. My mom and dad are constantly asking about her, calling to check up, asking to come over and visit. I feel like this has led to jealousy with my fiance's mom, but whose fault is that? So here's my question. Whose responsibility or obligation is it to maintain the relationship between my daughter and her grandmother? I feel strongly it's up to her and have not gone out of my way to offer visits or share info unless she asks. I do send pictures to her here and there through a family group chat. Thanks in advance, A.
She doesn't really want to do it.
No.
She doesn't really want to do it. She wants to have done it. And it's you're not really sending her pictures because it's a group chat. Right. So you have to like hear all the other grandparents. So it's not personal. And the anytime you want, let us know is up there with like, let me know when you have shows. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. If you want to come see a show, send me a text when you see it. I'm not going to do that. It's a floppy invitation. And the reason you're not inviting her is because you perceived her to have little to no interest in the beginning. And then when you did let her watch the baby, you perceived her to do a few things that were careless. Your parents are going to do some careless things. They have not been parents to small children in a very long time. The question is, was it dangerous or was it just not the way you would do it? For example, when someone was little, my dad, I think Sierra, put her down for a nap. And I was like, and she has like a bottle of milk. And then he comes out of the room 10 minutes later, which is very short. And I was like, where's the bottle? He's like, I left it with her. She's sleeping with it. I was like, no, you don't leave the bottle in the crib. She's a brand new baby. You have to hold it. You can't leave it in there, you know? And that's because he didn't really want to hold it. Like, that's boring. Like, there's boring parent stuff, and there's stuff that we as parents want. We want grandparents to help us with the hard stuff. And they're like, oh, I already did that. I'm just here for Christmas. So I think it's a weird combination of you kind of being like, I don't think you're that. It's weird. There's this joke about two Jews, which is like two Jews are at a buffet, and one Jew says to one guy, the food is so bad. And the other Jew goes, yeah, in such small portions. I hate the joke. It proves a stereotype, but you're saying, I don't trust you with my daughter. And at the same time, I'm annoyed that you don't want to spend more time with her, even though I don't trust you. So which is it?
At this point, I think both our question asker A and grandma are just doing whatever they can to be socially acceptable,
It's
right?
maintenance.
So it can't be turned on them. Maintenance, exactly. But I think either grandma can ask, hey, can I take the kid? I mean, the same thing happened with
She's
my
not going
grandma.
to.
My grandma would always call. My mom was just telling me this other day that when we were teens, we would like sleep in really late. So my grandma would call my mom at 8 a.m. like, oh, can I come over right now and take the girls out for a movie? And my mom's like, no, they're asleep. She's like, oh, well, I tried. You know, like that was her little thing.
Again, you want to have done it, not to do it. And you're not, it's like there was an imperceived indiscretion. So it's like you came late, you didn't care. Did she come late because she was late? Was she trying to give you time? I mean, I know you have a baby. You probably don't want a billion people in there. You know, there could be a reason. Did you ever ask? We don't know. But okay, let's say she didn't care, which I doubt it. Then you let her watch the baby. She didn't support the baby's neck. She didn't do whatever. And so in her mind, it is, they don't want me there. And you don't want her there because you felt resistance at the beginning. So it seems like a lack of communication and no one saying what they feel. So I think, and it sucks too, that you have to be like, hey, to your husband, call your mom. Like, she probably doesn't see all that. I think you give it another chance. That way, at least you are crystal clear on where you stand. You call her, hey, I know it's important to you to see the kids. I heard on FaceTime you were saying the baby doesn't even know you. And I hear you. Would love to schedule a time for you to come over and spend some time. In fact, this Sunday, I've got some work around the house if you want to like have a tea party with her or something. Something that suggests like I'm not leaving them totally with you, but come over. Leave that door open. If she's like, well, I can't this weekend, be like, great. And then you're just like, let us know because we'd love to have you over with them more.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Then it's on her. I'm very clear. Like, I gave my mother-in-law a key to our house. She doesn't even have to. I was like, you never have to call when you want to come over. Because I know she's always coming over with something fun to help out. I know her intention.
Yeah.
Not all mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws are like that. I totally get it. But like the level of communication was set.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I think you guys are on two different planes. Because it's like, you don't trust her and you want her to come over more. And you're kind of like, then do it. Like it's like, there's a deliciousness and like, and she doesn't even ask. So call her out on it in a loving way. Would you like her to come over more? Or do you kind of not like this woman? Or are you just more aghast that a grandma is only saying she wants to be involved and isn't doing it?
I would be annoyed. I would be so annoyed by hearing her talk to the husband like, well, and it's also like, yeah, she's saying, our question asker is like, I have to remind the husband to call her. This is the first time he's ever just called her unprompted. I think it's either she's arranging it, grandma, or husband can arrange it and have her over when he's around. Like, I don't think it's just up to you to facilitate a relationship with his mother when you facilitate a great relationship for the kids with your parents.
It's not. And quite frankly, I think it's a discussion you need to have with your husband because he obviously doesn't care. Or you could just say it with the two of them there. That way, everyone knows where you stand. Jean, we would love it if you come over more. I am fine with that. I don't want to be the one to facilitate it because really, if this is your son, But anything you guys want to set up with me is great. Like, remove yourself from that. That way she's just flapping in the wind with her own excuses. And she sees that you are not the reason that she is like distant from the family. Like, plant that flag firmly, move on from there. That way you can wash your hands of it. Great. You want to come over? Great. I'll be here. And he can set it up. Or you set it up. But it just needs to be clear that you're not the reason, because this is starting to sound like, and she doesn't let me come over, when it's really the husband's fault. So just make your intentions clear. That's my advice. Don't be left with your proverbial wife dick in your hand. You won't be standing there with that dick in your hand with the kids around.
Ugh. Okay, we have a couple little updates, and
we haven't had one in a while. Red hot update.
Well, I try to collect them into a little thing so I don't interrupt our flow, but we have a couple going. And number one, from our episode Ask Andy Gump, where someone wrote in and said that they had a dream that they were scared to tell people because what if it doesn't go true? And we're like, what's your dream? What is your plan? The dream is to become a mobile dog groomer. And this person has already been in the industry for 2 years in brick and mortar salons. So yes, go for your dream and tell people. That's fine. We were like, are you going to space?
Right. Well, we thought when he said, should I tell people my dream? We were like, not if it's like a weird one. Like, nobody really wants to hear your dream. We're like, oh, you meant like an actual ambition. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. We have another update. And these are all from our Patreon.
So what's the update?
So the update was we were like, what's your career?
Oh, it was to become a mobile dog groomer.
So yes, do that. Our next update. It is from the episode It's Your Second Mouth. I wrote in about the 5-year-long relationship that broke off due to him not wanting to get married ever, and it had ended amicably. Fast forward to now, he got married in March.
Oh,
Which I think we've said on the podcast before, Iliza, you've definitely said like he's going to marry someone else, if not to this question, to others. But our question asker continues, thanks to social media's suggested friend feature, I found out that the two-faced, lying, cheating asshole got married. One of my coworkers found their wedding website and their story. They met in 2022. Keep in mind, we had been dating from February of 2020 through December of 2024. Went on a few dates, but then she went overseas for her master's. I'm going to guess she was back stateside around late summer 2024 based on how he was acting. He broke up with me in December. She was moving in within months. Their story made him out to be this adventurous guy who loves to be outside and travel. Meanwhile, it was like pulling teeth to get him to do anything. He claimed he works outside for a living and travels only during certain times of the year, so he just doesn't want to. At first, I felt dumb and like one of those women. I would be like, how did you not see that coming? But after shocking my friends and family with the news, none of them saw it coming either. They all felt he was a two-faced psychopath. Anyway, I'm pissed, but I'm so glad I missed that bullet long term. May they both get what's coming to them. This goes back to you. If he wanted to, he would. And he wanted to for this woman. So he was tired from going on adventures. He couldn't climb a mountain with you. He did it last weekend with this girl.
Yeah. I mean, you're in it. You love this person and you think, okay, they're just a curmudgeon. They're just tired. Men will do pretty much anything for a girl that they want to impress or a girl that they like. And there is that fine line of like, yeah, he's just really, he doesn't know what jujitsu is. He's never going to do it. And then someone that's like, that would try it for someone else, especially when it's met with hostility. I think if someone loves you, they're like, yeah, I'll try Zumba, but I don't love it. Versus like, you know what? I dance all day. I don't want to do that. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good thing you broke up with him. I dated that psychopath. Nobody saw it coming until my mom did. But prior to that, it seemed all normal. Like it just sounded like you were in a relationship. I don't remember. You should probably write in asking to break up with him.
Putting, I think it was just, they were like on and off, but putting it in his story, in his wedding love story, like, oh, we've been together since then. When that overlaps with time that you were going out with him, ugh.
You know what? There's part of me that's like, there's a part of me because it just feels so unfair. You want to write her an email and be like, I was suggested your thing. I just want you to know, here are pictures of us together.
For some reason, usually I'm always like, warn the woman. In this instance, I feel kind of like this woman.
Why do we feel the opposite? Why do we feel the opposite on this? Because I'm always like, you know what? She made her bed. Part of me's like, either she was in on it and she knew, which is going to be awful. If she knew.
I don't know.
You have a
Does
friend
it
in
look
common?
Yeah,
you could
like is there
just-
someone else the info could go? Because I'm wondering, I just don't want our question asker to look like they're doing it out of spite, because they would be.
Okay, here's the psycho thing you can do as a hobby.
Yeah.
After like not a glass of wine, but maybe like a really fun non-alcoholic cocktail. Can you dig into her feed and see her pictures during the time you were dating him? Because her pictures will definitely show him if she didn't know he had someone, or it'll be cropped out, or it'll be like Hawaiian vacay. And you're like, really, who took the picture? Like look for him in like the reflection of a glass or something. And if you can conclude that she was totally alone during this time,
Yeah.
that she wasn't with him, rather. What am I trying to
Yeah.
say? Like, if you can conclude that how would you know that she even knew about you?
I guess the angle is like seeing their wedding story on their site, but you had to dig that up. Seeing your wedding story on their site and seeing it started in 2022 and you were dating him actively. Maybe that's the method. Could you do?
But I'm saying, what if the girl knew? Which, I mean, makes her a piece of shit, sort of. It's really more him. Like, what if she's like, yeah, I knew he had a girlfriend. I didn't care. He said you guys were breaking up.
That's probably what it is.
You usually don't find women or people that are like, I know he has a live-in girlfriend that he fucks.
No, it's like, yeah, he said he had been seeing someone, but it was on and off, and you guys were off. And
Yeah, he definitely did that at the very least, unless he just completely lied. You're not asking us what to do. She's just giving us an update. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. This feels like she doesn't.
Good luck.
Neither of them deserve that like rosy colored, here's how we met. Yeah. If you can offload this info onto a third party that she somehow knows, it could get back to her.
I saw him
That'd
on
be
the
great.
site. Yeah. But good work. That guy sucks.
Oh, maybe you could get them the gift of like BetterHelp for a registry. Be like, you're going to need it when I tell you that we were living together when you guys met.
And our next red hot actually has a question at the end, so we can answer it. But the beginning of the update. Wrote back before Christmas about being early in pregnancy and trying to get through Christmas parties without drinking and avoiding the typical, what, are you pregnant? questions. I made it through without anyone finding out, but I did have a few relatives ask, why? Are you pregnant? When I refused wine at family functions.
I would never
say,
ask that. It would never occur to
so
me. I'd be like,
rude.
okay, more for me.
Yeah, I would say no, just not drinking right now, and they would still pour me a drink. Also rude. What if you had a problem with alcohol? There were a lot
Also,
of
who
fake
wants
sips.
to waste box wine like that?
A lot of fake sips and spitting wine out in the sink at these parties, but most people weren't suspicious at all, like Iliza said. But you had to go and do fake sips and spit? Like, what is wrong with
You
people?
also coulda-
You
you
don't
coulda
want
swallowed
any?
it. You
Here's
coulda
some
swallowed it.
wine.
You could have swallowed it.
I'd be mad. I wouldn't out of spite. Now,
But,
I'm 30.
but like I said, sorry, go ahead.
Well, there's more in a question. So do you want to say what you're going to say?
I was gonna say, like I said, nobody cared.
Nobody cared. Now I'm 30 weeks pregnant, starting to attend baby showers for my fellow pregnant friends. I have a question for Iliza. I've done so much research and relished in the baby item shopping. Is it wrong for me to buy my friends something I've purchased for myself and I think they could use? Or should I just stick to their baby registries? So it sounds like these items are not on the registry, right? So example would be postpartum care products I've researched,
Yes.
baby diaper rash cream. But this is stuff she's researched, not stuff she's used. She hasn't had the baby yet. Is that more of a preference thing and I should stay in registry guidelines, or is it okay for me to go rogue? Appreciate your advice and knowledge as always. Love. Ania from Canada.
I think the only reason it's a little weird to go rogue is simply because you haven't used it yet.
Yeah.
Because you could have a baby who has a weird reaction to like that really expensive French diaper cream and you're like, this was expensive and it was dumb. The postpartum thing is tough because if your friend ends up having a C-section, then that $100 kit for your vagina is just garbage. Like you just don't know until you go. You also are kind of if you've never had a baby, people can tell you, but like you're kind of guessing about what you'll need and you load up on stuff and you're like, cool, I guess I'm just going to hold on to this high chair for 16 months. And it'll just like be stored in the corner of our apartment. I think people end up giving you a lot of stuff that you just don't need for like a year. So unless it's a product that you, like if you've had kids and you're like, the best thing to do is be like, our kids loved this item. I can get rid of it and I can pass it on to you. Here you go. I mean, really what people need is money and endless diapers. And so it's tough because it's like, yeah, they're going to end up getting dumb things just like people who get married do, like a cashmere baby Bjorn. like things that you will always need: a diaper pail, a changing table, a crib, a stroller.
But Iliza, should you go off registry and buy them those things if they have a registry?
No, because chances are she did the research she wanted and she already know. I mean, they're all fine. It doesn't matter. So I would, if you want to buy them an additional thing, but since none of you have had the babies yet, I would not get them any products that you haven't personally tested simply because you don't know.
Yeah.
Like Ethan has like little baby eczema on his arms, so it doesn't matter what wash we use. Like we have to buy like La Roche-Posay, and that is expensive, and it still doesn't work. So it's like little bumpy baby skin. Like a baby humidifier. We've never used it for Sierra, barely. Like things that you think you're gonna need.
Yeah.
Things that all parents use that your kid just doesn't, like so.
That kind of research can be really satisfying, though. I love doing research on weird little tech things. So I get why this question asker is like pumped and on it, but use all that for yourself. And then, give it as extra gifts, but don't go off registry if they're like, we want this. And you're like, here's some cream for the baby's butt. It's like, this isn't the party vibe we were going for.
If they're really rich, it's different because they can probably buy it. But like, especially if they like have a budget or they're not making a ton and you get them something they don't need, they're like, cool, that's not what I asked for. Once you have your baby and you've used something and you're like, this is a lifesaver, then it's a kind thing to do. But even then they might be like, okay, well, our kid won't sit in a high chair, never could. They've got to sit like, those high chairs that like not screw on a table, but fasten onto a table. So the baby's like hanging off the edge. Like we have a live
like a
edge
cat bed. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a live edge table. So it won't fit on ours and it never worked. So that was a waste. You just don't fucking know.
You do have a very large
We were
live edge
given
table.
so many baby swaddles. So many went unwrapped that I just regifted.
Wrap that baby up.
Wrap it up, but you only need so many. So many blankets. Ethan won't put a blanket on. This kid's never had a blanket touch his body. He refuses. He's so many personalized. Ethan, baby boy, born 2/23. He's like, no blanket.
They bother his eczema, his little baby arms.
He sleeps like a prisoner, like just like a cot. Won't touch the animals.
Does he sleep like arms crossed? Like Morticia
He sleeps with his butt in the air. A lot of babies do. It's very funny.
Okay. This question is, I like this kind of drama. Told my mother-in-law I don't want to be her friend. I am 30.
Okay.
I'm 30, female, and been with my partner for 10 years. We have one toddler and a baby on the way. My mother-in-law and I butt heads a lot have butted heads a lot over time. So, I mean, she's been with her partner 10 years. So 10 years of butting heads, probably.
Yeah.
She typically has large reactions to things, and sorry is not in her vocabulary. She's honestly a badass bitch, and I do respect her in a lot of ways. However, I don't care to have a relationship with her due to 2 occasions. At the birth of my daughter, she apparently wanted to hear my daughter's first cries because her only son had a cord wrapped and she didn't get to hear him cry right away. So as I'm pushing my daughter out of my vagina, she's trying to get into the delivery room. I tell the nurses I'm not comfortable with that while screaming in pain, and mother-in-law ends up cursing everyone out. Staff, my mother, her son, and I, all in the first moments of my daughter's life. But I gotta hear that cry. She also threatened my mother multiple times. Second occasion was our daughter's first Christmas, 10 days later, where mother-in-law threw a fit about not being included in Christmas photos when she was 6 hours late. By 6 hours, why wasn't it over, the party? Both times my partner was amazing in defense and I never had to say a word. Fast forward 2 years later, I've been able to, yeah, for real. Fast forward 2 years, I've been able to stay cordial with her. But this past weekend, she wanted to ride together to an event, and I did not want to share the car with her. Told her we'd meet her there. She was angry and kept pushing for reasoning. I told her smaller, less direct reasons first, and then she said, if we're ever going to bond as a family, I blurted out, I did not want to bond with her or be friends. I did clarify that I want her to have a great relationship with her grandkids, but there was a lot in our past that led to me being hurt. She was livid. It's now 3 days out, and I'm a little mortified. What do I do? She doesn't handle any confrontation well, so do I never bring it up and hope it passes? Liza and Emily, please help me.
You have a festering wound that you got to dig out, clean out, and start over, or it will never heal. There are videos of like horsemen who or a cow, and they'll show the cow's
when
hoof.
they do the foot.
and it'll be festering, and they've got to carve out layers. I didn't realize hooves were this thick, layers. And you're like, you're going to hit his bone, and they carve it out until they get to the festering thing that's like glooping out pus. And then they clean it out. It's so satisfying. And that poor cow's been limping around.
I don't watch the festering ones. I just watch the reshoeing ones where they trim the nail. Those are great.
No, it's like festering green goop, and they have to keep digging out layers until they get to the wound that's deep under it. That's what's happening here. And you know what? That's not a tenable way to have a relationship. If you've had multiple like points of inflection, like multiple blowouts that have made you feel uncomfortable and that were out of bounds, you cannot people can't do it with their own moms. So you cannot simply be like, you know what? Let's just be cordial. We are like, you cannot say, let's just be a family. I want you to have a great bond with her. You need to express yourself. You need to tell her, your actions in the past were so wild that I'm unsure of how to be around you. Give this woman the opportunity to be like, I hear what you're saying. At least get to a place where she's like, yeah, I'm a little hot-headed, but I love you kids so much, or just like, you need to air it out, because right now you're just running off of like old hurt feelings, which are totally valid. And she doesn't know any of it. So she's like, what the hell is this girl's problem?
I would have a very hard time moving past her in the first moments of my child's life, trying to fight her way in, screaming, cursing at everyone because she wanted to hear a cry. Like, get out of here. That's insane behavior.
Like, you really couldn't wait until the baby was in my arms. Like, you had to see my open vagina. Like, I get that we're all women, but like, this was really painful and scary for me. You were 6 hours late. And there's a movie called Avalon, which they never really say they're Jewish in it, but it's definitely like the Jewish immigrant story. And my mom loves this movie, and we used to watch it every Thanksgiving. But it's basically
the Thanksgiving one. Yeah.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving one, how the whole family, the grandpa arrives late, and he's like, you cut the turkey without me? And because he was late, and once they cut it without him, it causes he wasn't 6 hours late, but it causes this rift, and everything kind of unravels. I think you need to it's cool that you think she's like a badass, and that's a nice thing to compliment her when she's calmed the fuck down. You need to let her know who you are. I am not someone. It's different if you love this woman. You didn't wait because you didn't want to. If you loved this woman, or if this were your mom, you would have waited, because Christmas definitely lasts 6 hours. But you didn't, and babies have to go to sleep, and people have places to go. What kind of a person is 6 hours late on Christmas? Is that a flex, or did she have a flat tire?
I think that...
Because that was a decision.
Yes, or a lack of respect. And I think that's why I don't blame you for blurting out, like, I don't want to be friends. Stop trying to be my friend when you have no respect for me, when you ruined my kid's birth, when you showed up 6 hours late. Well, like, those all indicate someone that I wouldn't want to be around. Like, what about your behavior has ever indicated that we should ride in a car together? Like,
I think that that's petty. I think that that's ridiculous. I have to be in green rooms with people that I don't respect or personally like, and I'm never like, I can't share this green room with you for 15 minutes. It's a car ride.
We don't know how long this drive was. Why should she have to? I don't know. But so this blow up was basically the mom's like, well, we need to bond if, it's my grandkid. Well, what are you doing for the bonding, Grandma?
Great. Let's start bonding right now. Let's bond over the fact that you're a psycho who doesn't respect my time or me.
Yeah.
We cannot bond if you don't respect me. And those two things left such a rift that it's hard for me to actually get to know you or trust you, because I don't know when you're going to like pop off. At least getting to a place where she could acknowledge it or something. But that is like calling it out and being like, and you don't have to be mean about it. You can be like, here are two things that because this woman's probably thinking, she feels very East Coast to me. She's probably thinking like, you've just got to stick up your ass. I wasn't yelling. I just wanted to be with my granddaughter. What's the big deal? And to be fair, I wasn't there. So it could have been part of that, could have been part of what you're saying, but we'll assume that's crazy. 6 hours late, unless it's like I had to be at my daughter's and I couldn't get there in time. Like, there is a gray there. And you're saying, hey, I'm trying to have a Christmas. Your daughter's first Christmas, she's a baby. I think when our kids are really little, we put all this emphasis on like my first in 3 years, you will not even remember it. But the fact is she was 6 hours late, and the kid probably had to go to bed, and you had probably made a dinner. You were tired. It's disrespectful. You need to let her know. And I'm sure there are more examples of it. She's like, it's not that I don't want to be closer to you or have a nice family or have my daughter have a relationship, but some of your behaviors make me nervous around you. And I don't know what version of you I'm going to get. Am I going to get and you can say the word badass, which I hate, but like, am I going to get the badass, cool, businesswoman who or am I going to get someone who yells at my mom? Like, think about the position that puts me in. If she's incapable of having and do not cry. Do not cry. If she is incapable.
Something about our question asker, I don't think she's a crier.
Okay, I'm just telling you. Because then it becomes about you excusing your emotions. Like, I'm sorry, I'm crying. I'm just like, I want my family. Like, and then it becomes about something that it's not. You'd be like, here are the things. Here's the behavior that you've exhibited that makes me nervous and makes me put you at an arm's length. And it's not to be corrected overnight. But I think if she is the kind of woman you're describing her as, then she will at least respect that you called her out on it or called it out. She might say something to you where she's like, here's the other side of it. And yeah, I get a little angry, but it's only coming from, sometimes when we have love for someone who acts like a lunatic, you're able to look at it. You're a little bit more gentle with the judging. Like, cause that same behavior could come from like your favorite uncle who like gets a little drunk, but he's a good guy. You don't have any basis. But keep in mind this woman, you've known this woman for 10 years. So prior to you having a baby, which we've had questions where it's like the grandma becomes weird once there's a baby. Did you have any love for each other then for these 10 years?
Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like she's always just been difficult.
So you tell
and
her.
I would also
Then you tell her.
You might have a different take on this. I'll be curious. I would be a little annoyed that this woman that's clearly going to be in my life forever only wants to bond now because I have a kid and she didn't for the last 8 years. Like, well, now you have a kid.
That
I
could
guess we have
be.
to figure out how to get along. I don't like that.
But what if in her own way, she's like, well, I tried to do this, this, and this, and this. And you are like, you don't know her side. That may not be the truth. I'm just saying, what if she's like, I tried to invite you guys on a vacation. You didn't want to come. And your whole answer is like, yeah, because of how you are. So again, stripping it all down, like you're like, I am not comfortable around you and have not been close to you because of these erratic outbursts, which you probably won't be able to change. But at least if you show her that you're the kind of person that is like, hey, I'm not going to put up with that, then you kind of show her who you are. And maybe she's never had anyone in her life be like, hey, that's psycho. And by the way, I can think of at least one person in my life where they have crazy person behavior and I've never said anything and I keep a distance because you don't want to be the one to do it. But I guarantee you no one has ever said to this person in their life, like, hey, that is a really nutty way to respond to a text message. And I don't have to deal with them that much, so it's whatever. But you will feel better letting her know exactly where your boundaries are and what kind of person you are and what you expect. And I guarantee she will think twice in the future before she just like loses her mind for sport. People are probably afraid of this woman.
I am.
People are afraid of me. And I will
staff.
tell you what, sometimes Emily is like a little snippy back, or like my social media person will be like, this is not what we talked about. And I didn't do this because of this. And I'll be like, okay, sorry. You're right.
How many years does it take to get to that level?
It takes you being right at least 3 times in a row, which has not happened for either of you. So I gotta
Over
check
all
you.
the years, I'm going to go do some math.
I've never known you to be right. I've never known you to be right or honest.
Let's do cobs.
That's not true. Okay. All right, here we go.
Just a talk with a cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
My whole Patreon today is going to be about the Kesha concert. Because I saw Kesha.
That's what I was going to ask if you would do it because I
you all about
wanted
it.
the scoop. Okay.
Juicy. And I'll tell you in the Patreon if you should spend your money to see Kesha or not.
Oh, okay.
My bot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, do your. Yeah, I'll do mine last because mine are the best.
Okay. Okay. On the Patreon fan bottom, placing an online order at a quick service spot. You plan to eat there, but there is no option for dine-in when ordering via the app. So there is access because they package your food up as if you were taking it to go. I like using the app for points, quicker orders, more accurate orders. It's just frustrating to be wasteful on stickers, to-go containers, bags when I don't want to eat them. I say yes. You feel like a piece of shit if you're sitting in a restaurant opening the to-go piece.
Yes.
Like,
it's a leftover from
Sorry.
COVID. Some places do, like, do you want silverware or not, which I love. But like when you order to go and they just load you up with like extra sauce packets and color, you're just like, I didn't ask for it. I don't need this like duck sauce. I didn't even order duck.
So much orange sauce.
So many sauces. Yeah.
My bottom is, so I had to go to the ER with Isles Saturday night and I was there till 1 a.m. And it's not even that. I spent the money. We got the checkup. She had an infected wound. She ripped her nail out at some point and the nail, it was infected and I felt so bad. So bad that I hadn't caught it sooner, but I noticed it Saturday. We went into the ER. I got home at like 1 a.m. and I think the bottom of the cob, like obviously my poor baby, I keep checking on her, but just having a 3-day weekend where I was going to catch up on so much stuff, like I had so much I needed to do that I'm scrambling to do today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like not even plans out, but just things to do. But I have spent the last 3 days staring at her foot, giving her pills, checking on her. Anytime a cat makes a noise, running and looking at them.
Which you would be doing anyway, to be fair.
To a lesser extent. But she was so stoic about it that now I'm so worried that I'm like, I'm never going to know if you're dying because you were just, there was the littlest paw raise and I took her to the ER thinking I'm being ridiculous. And they're like, it's really bad. And I was like, what? Because I take notes on the cats hour by hour.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
So my bottom is her being sick and it throwing off everything, and she's just chilling.
You really believe you would have gotten that much done?
I have so much I need to do.
Okay. Well, now she's just chilling. She's medicated.
Well, she's medicated, but I'm definitely going to make a follow-up appointment with my regular vet to look at this toe situation and report.
Like my vet and my gynecologist and my obstetrician.
Whoever will look. Whoever will let me in.
Tianfu has a little lump on her leg. And I think like dogs can get like little fatty cysts. Like I looked it up. It's fine. But I was funny. I go, oh my God, Noah. I go, she has like a lump on her leg. And Noah picks up his phone. He goes, let me guess. He goes, here's my impression of you looking something up. Lump on dog. And I was like, that's exactly what I was going to say into the phone.
Yeah.
Lump on dog.
I found one on my parents' dog. They're like, leave her alone. That's an old lady lump. I was like, did the doctor check that for you?
Lump.
That's our old lady lump. Leave it alone. It's fine.
I keep squeezing it.
Stop doing that.
I'm going to squeeze it. My bottom of the cob is we took an Uber to a friend's house I was picking up our friend. We had a group of us going to Kesha, and then we were going to go to the Forum, which is where the concert was. And so I put in a stop to pick up our friend. But the Uber, my hack for Uber is you can, in LA, you can usually order an Uber XL. Because like in other cities, it's like, yeah, and some guy in like a Sienna will pull up with his like family van and take you somewhere. In LA, typically, if you order an Uber XL, it is like a Tahoe, like it is a black car. So you don't need to spend the money on like the fake upcharge. This guy comes in like a black Suburban, great. He was 300 years old and it reeked of blunt smoke. And he was like really unsure, like looking at the app. It was as if he had never driven before. And it was just going so slow. And it smelled, I cannot stand anything close to a cigarette. I hate the smell of weed. It just smelled like old and smoky. And there was like white face makeup all over the seats, like almost like a geisha had like gotten in a fight in the back seat. And I was like, what is this? So we're in the car. It's my Uber. I can't call another Uber while I'm on the drive. So I turn to Alicia. I'm like, call another Uber. That way, the second we get to her house, we can just jump in the other Uber. So we get out of the car. I go, did you call one? She goes, he answered my Uber request from within his car. And so we're both sitting there it's like a bad dream, trying to order another Uber XL. And this guy kept answering. And then finally I got another one. I'm like, we got it. We got another one. His name is Jewel. He's coming now. But
how'd you get rid of first guy?
We just sent him away. And I just like, while she was dealing with him, I called another. So someone else picked it up. But it was that like trying to like, there should be an option where it's like, I'm not enjoying this ride. Please don't come get me. Please stop answering this. Yeah. But it's like obvious that the call was coming from inside the house.
Yes.
So it's just like, it's like, and I've had that happen where like it's the same person keeps answering it. And you're like, how do you not see that I don't want you to pick me up?
Top of the cob. The fan one really was delightful. They said on Spotify, there's captioning, there's built-in captioning. We didn't upload it ourselves. Apple too, I think now there's like transcripts, which are great, but it doesn't quite translate the theme song correctly. So she says, Spotify captions misquoting "I'll tell you anything" as "I'll get your enemies," and then it's a screenshot of like just the text "I'll get your enemies" as you're singing. And unless this is correct, in which case I'll be submitting my anonymous requests in order of priority.
I'll get your enemies. It does sound like that.
It does sound like that. And I like that that's the like offshoot where you actually go after the people that people write in about.
I like that.
My top is what good has happened for me? It's been raining really hard and I've just been inside working. So it's been really nice. It's nice to see the rain when it's not affecting me.
It's so cozy. My top of the cob was getting my hair done for like a Hollywood hairdresser rate is about $500. And because they have to put in extensions and they have to curl and everything like that. So like when I do events, like these things are expensive. And I was going to the Kesha concert and I really wanted to wear my hair long with like little, not teeny bopper, but like little like 90s pigtails. I totally did not get the memo on how you're supposed to dress for a Kesha concert. I definitely look like I was going to a rave, but whatever.
Well, that's kind of what you like.
Iliza showed up in like fishnets, a bikini, lots of like messy necklaces. I was like, I just can't do that vibe. But I did my own hair and I just like took a minute, slowed down, and it looked great. And I was just really proud that like, yeah, it should not cost you money every time. And like being able to put in your own hair extensions and have them look nice, because I am an expert and I can always tell when it's fake. That felt really good. Like I felt pretty. I was like, okay, it doesn't have to be a low bun with a middle part. Like I can do real hair. And it just felt really good.
Good work.
I was flipping that hair. Trying off all our clothes.
What do you want to tell the people? It's June.
You guys, it is June. It's the first week of June. And you can come see me. I'll tell you where you can come see me. I'm going to be running my new hour at the Starlight Cabaret, which is this is for those of you who live in LA, obviously. It's a new venue, June 13th. We really should get that on sale here in LA. So come by and see me on Saturday night. I'm going to do 2 shows. I'm also going to be running my hour in Seattle at Emerald City. Now, this is a ways away, but it's July 16th. It might be sold out. And other than that, I'm just looking forward to this summer. I'm going to be playing a few gigs. You can come see me at the end of June at the Borgata in New Jersey, and also the Wing Creek Event Center in, you guessed it, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, the home of Jesus Christ. And then also at the JPAC in Newark. And prior to that, you can also come see me in Indianapolis and Cincinnati at the Hard Rock. Come see me in Indianapolis at Close Memorial Hall. Tickets at iliza.com/tour. And we're going to head over to Patreon right now. Keep those questions coming, you guys, and stay so safe. Stay so safe.